To mitigate the impact of the rising price of petroleum products at the pump for the next 3 months, government has decided to reduce margins in petroleum price build-up by a total of 15 pesos per litre, with effect from 1st April.
This announcement by the Finance Ministry on the interventions by the government to save the situation was rather greeted with criticism as stakeholders disclosed that the intervention was not enough to cushion the struggling citizenry. However, with all the implemented interventions, the price of petroleum products has still seen a continuous surge, with petrol currently selling close to 10 Ghana cedis and diesel going for over 11 Ghana cedis at major pumps. One of the interventions by the government to reduce fuel prices by 15 pesos in nominal terms beginning last April is expected to end by close of June. This means consumers will have to keep paying more for petroleum products.
Yesterday I bought 100 Ghana, it's finished. And then bought another 200. Today I'm buying another 200. And I don't earn that much. So I had to put the car down and then use the throttle. As far as I can see, every day there is an increase in the price of petrol on the petrol stations. So I don't know where they get it.
So you think the interventions were not really...
I haven't seen any intervention.
You go to Ukraine, Russia, they are the major producers of oil. And look at what is happening. It has a reflection on us. But the government should come clear that it isn't our fault. This is like force majeure. We can't do otherwise, but that notwithstanding, we are putting up a little effort. Then the citizens will understand, at least to a certain extent. But if you come and say 15 pesos, it's just less than a bit of an iceberg. You are taking the people for granted. You are not making them see the truth.
It helped, but it wasn't too sufficient. We are still experiencing this uprising of the fuel, because this one is we can't really tell whether the fuel prices will increase in the next few days or what. So I think it should do more. Salaries are not being increased in relation to the increase in the fuel prices, so it puts you at a very tight corner.
As part of its price deregulation process, the National Petroleum Authority employs a 2-week inventory window for the adjustment of prices of petroleum products every month. On the back of this, the price of petroleum products is expected to be adjusted in the first pricing window, that is between June 1 and 16. It is in this regard that the Executive Director for the Chamber of Petroleum Consumers-Ghana (COPEC) is predicting an upward adjustment of petrol price likely to hit 11 Ghana cedis. On the other hand, price of diesel and LPG is to see a decline of 40 and 17 pesos respectively.
Petrol is likely to go up by as much as 70 to 80 pesos every litre. Now what that means is that for those paying 11 cedi 79, 11 cedi 80 a litre for diesel, it could come down to about 11.50 for them, 11.60 for them. For petrol, those paying about 10.49, 10.7. If you do the 80 peso variant, you are doing about 11.20, 11.30 for petrol. For this window, it is not so much on diesel. It's almost saturated, and for which diesel is probably going to decline a bit. But there's quite a bit of pressure on gasoline, which is petrol. And that explains why you could be doing almost 80 pesos difference on current pump prices.
He says if no drastic intervention is immediately made by the government, the situation will become dire in the coming weeks. But what kind of intervention can be taken now? COPEC has several recommendations.
What you can control are your safety nets, and for which reason Ghana's first president thought it wise to have a refinery on standby, so that when Ghana gets crude in commercial quantities, we could be self-reliant without depending on Europe for our petroleum needs. Unfortunately, At the time that we started producing crude in commercial quantities, since 2010 till now, the refinery has not been that productive. If you refined, you save your economy the pressure of being a price taker, that whatever happens in Europe, you pay for it. Whatever spot prices that Russia, Ukraine will throw at the international market space, you pay for it. If you had a local refinery that could take crude around, right, process and supply to the market, that pressure or that hit you take from the international market is contained.
COPEC believes if the recommendations are taken on board by the government, the situation can be salvaged. It appears that the interventions put down by government is not yielding the specific result consumers are looking out for. They are thus calling on government to do more to stabilize the current trend. Reporting for City News, my name is Kweku Ediamansa.